I believe you'll find everything is not as it seems.
I didn't mean to draw his father's attention. That night, I was only supposed to serve wine, invisible, quiet, a shadow among men in $1,000 suits. But when I opened my mouth and greeted him in perfect Italian, the entire room went silent. The clinking of glasses stopped. The laughter froze. Even he, the Mafia Boss himself, turned toward me with eyes that didn't blink. "Say that again," his father said, his voice deep and slow, the kind that carried weight even in silence. "Buonasera, signore," I whispered. "Good evening, sir." It wasn't much, just 2 words, but it changed everything. Because no one outside their bloodline was supposed to know that dialect. That was the moment my fate was sealed. He looked at me like I was a ghost of someone he'd buried years ago. His son looked at me like I'd just broken a rule no one had dared touch. And for a second I wondered, what would you have done? Would you have kept your mouth shut, pretended you didn't understand, and walked away? Or would you have done what I did and stepped right into danger with a smile? Because I didn't just speak his language, I spoke his past. And when I did, I woke up something they thought was dead. That night didn't end with applause. It ended with silence, and his voice whispering to his men, "Don't let her leave." And I should have run, but I didn't. Because even in that silence, even with those eyes burning into mine, I felt something no one should ever feel in a room full of killers. Safe. When the dinner ended, no one left. They all waited, like the air itself refused to move without his command. I stood by the doorway, my hands trembling behind the tray. The father hadn't looked away since I spoke, and the boss, Lorenzo, watched me the same way a hunter studies a sound in the dark. When his father finally spoke, the room obeyed. "Where did you learn that tongue, ragazza?" I stammered. "From my mother. She used to." His gaze sharpened. "Your mother?" Lorenzo rose slowly, his chair scraping the marble. "Enough, Papa. She's just the maid." But his father wasn't listening. He stood, walked to me, and lifted my chin with a single finger. His eyes searched my face, like he was looking for a ghost. "Your mother's name," he whispered. I hesitated. "Isabella." The sound of that name changed everything. The father's hand dropped. His breath hitched. And Lorenzo, the cold, unreadable Mafia Boss, blinked for the first time all night. "Take her to the study," he ordered. 2 men stepped forward. I should have screamed, but something inside me, that same strange calm from before, kept me still. I wasn't sure if I was being taken prisoner or protected. The study smelled of old books and secrets. Lorenzo stood by the window, the city lights painting half his face gold. His father sat in the leather chair behind the desk, the throne of a man who ruled with silence. He motioned for me to sit. I didn't. "Your mother, Isabella," his father said softly. "She once saved my life." I froze. Lorenzo's head turned sharply. "What are you talking about?" "She was the one who hid me when my enemies came for me in Naples." He looked at me with something close to grief. "You're her daughter. You have her eyes." Lorenzo stared at me, and in that gaze, something shifted. The hostility softened. Curiosity bloomed. "Why didn't you say anything?" he asked quietly. I looked at him, trembling. "Would you have believed me?" Silence. But that silence said everything. Days passed, and I was told not to leave the mansion. But it wasn't a prison, not completely. Lorenzo would visit, ask questions, test my truth. And slowly, the coldness melted. One night, I found him in the courtyard, smoking beneath the rain. "You shouldn't be here," he said without looking. "You keep saying that," I replied, "but you never tell me to go." He turned, eyes dark, unreadable. "Because I don't want you to." The rain hid my trembling. His words didn't. He stepped closer, his breath mixing with the smoke. "You have no idea what you've walked into." "Maybe I do," I whispered. The air between us crackled. For the first time, I saw it, the man behind the boss. Not a monster, just someone too dangerous to love. When his father died weeks later, the mansion changed. Quieter, darker, more dangerous. At the funeral, whispers filled the air. Everyone stared, not at the coffin, but at me. Because by then, I was no longer just the maid. I stood beside Lorenzo, his hand resting over mine. No one dared speak against it. After the guests left, he turned to me and said, "He wanted me to protect you. And will you?" I asked softly. He leaned close, eyes tired, voice breaking. "No, I'll do worse. I'll love you." And in that single sentence, the world tilted. Love in his world wasn't peace. It was war. But I didn't walk away, because love that dangerous felt like home. They said love doesn't belong to men like him. But tell me, how do you unlove the only man who ever made you feel alive? Red heart, subscribe, because in this world, love and danger always find each other.